clearly not a person, but it doesn't look like any automaton or magitech weapon I've ever seen. As far and as wide as you've traveled, though, perhaps you've encountered something similar before. Do you mind taking a closer look? It may yield some clues as to Zoral Jaw's new powers. Well, we have seen something similar to this once before. Soldiers that were out on the far distant planet we met out in Ultima Thule. From a distance, it appeared to be a simple armor, but upon closer inspection, its construction is quite intricate. The material from which it's made is unclear, and you see no signs of a power source. The general shape of this weapon resembles a gun, but its construction suggests it's far more advanced than anything you've seen before. In place of where eyes or a mouth might be, you see a strange sigil on the front of the helm. So what do you think? It looks like a person, but it's clearly mechanical. Indeed, what resembles a person has features that make it uncanny. The lack of a face, not least of all. Do you see any signs of a power source? It probably doesn't run on ceruleum or any other conventional fuels. I tried channeling Aether into it earlier, but there was no response. That would seem to rule out it as an arcane entity. It's completely lifeless now, a far cry from the unstoppable enemy it was in battle. Even the material it's made of is a mystery. Rather than a metal, it's more akin to stone. Wait, haven't we seen this somewhere recently? The palace is made of stone too. We have, in the Sky Deep Cenote. That's right, the glowing stone used in the chamber with the gate to the Golden City. Well, the soldiers are different color, the warships are the same black as the stone in the gate itself. There has to be a connection. Let's share our observations with the others as soon as when we gather at Sunperch. The sooner we get to the bottom of this mystery, the better. Hold on. Shatter through it. Why'd you do that? Something I learned. Whether it's a living creature or a machine, making sure that it's not going to get back up again is usually pretty important. That, make sure it's not going to get back up a second time. Be a damn shame if it did, wouldn't it? Boom, boom, boom. Always do a body check. Everyone's here already. I guess we'll never really find out what Gulul Jaja had to say about the Golden City either. Well, Kentenra might know.
Thank you for coming, everyone. And thank you for taking charge in the relief effort. We would have fared far worse without you.
Someone had to do it, that's all. Come, let's take stock.
In terms of casualties, at least 50 died in the attack. And many times that number are wounded. All available healers are seen to their care. Structural damage at least is limited, so essential business can be conducted without issue. That said, the people are understandably shaken. We must assuage their fears and begin working to restore things to normal as quickly as possible.
Now, the most confounding mystery remains our enemy. And their mechanical soldiers created with technology that surpasses anything I've ever seen. What is their nature? And how did Zoralja manage to bring them under his command? Such things remain unknown.
They emerged from the dome encasing Yasolani. We're quite certain of that much.
Speaking of the dome, we have some theories, I'm told.
Indeed. I would like to call upon some helpers to join the discussion. May I invite them here?
Kryle's already made the
By
call.
all means.
It's me. Permission has been granted. You can come in.
It's the A-team.
Greetings, everyone.
It's the homie. Look, when we need a mystery solved, we call in the experts. Like, I don't know a whole lot about these things. I know a guy, though. We call in a friend. Yeah, I know a guy. We call an expert here.
Raha! Y'shtola!
After that long voyage, I had hoped that we might be afforded a moment's rest. But I gather circumstances are quite dire.
Yeah, we got a bit of a problem.
All is well in the Annex, never fear. I've already dealt with the most pressing matters, and others hold the fort in my absence.
Following the changing of Dawn servants, Gulul Jar Jar spoke about the Golden City to his two successors. Thanks to Wuglamat, I was allowed to attend that meeting. What I heard led me to conclude that this was a matter for the students. Thus did I call upon our comrades who possess the requisite expertise. It was actually after that the dome manifested. But, based on what we know, I have reason to believe that it is connected to the Golden City.
While we're eager to help, we have limited familiarity with the situation. Might we trouble you to explain from the beginning?
Well, it's all kind of gone to shit at this point, but yeah.
As you know, it was a letter I found tucked away in the Baldessian Annex that brought me to Tural. A letter from the Dawn servant, addressed to my grandfather, sent some 20 years ago.
The request to investigate the City of Gold.
Indeed. The strange thing is, there was mention of neither Tural nor the city in our records. Hoping to learn the truth of my grandfather's mission, what he did and saw, I volunteered to help in the rite of succession. At the end of which, I was able to hear the tale from Gulul Jar Jar. Like us, my grandfather went to the deepest chamber of the Sky Deep Cenote. And, like us, he saw the gate to the Golden City.
Is that what you required our help with? This gate?
It was. You see, the gate was opened once in the past. And
It led to another reflection.
Oh. It's not just a door, it's a fucking portal. Why'd you jump to that conclusion so quickly?
I can take the story from here. Considering my part in these affairs, I reckon maybe I'm best equipped to speak on the matter. I was there too, you see. In those ruins, together with Galuf and Galul Jaja. And what I saw that day, I'll never forget.
Oh, sorry about that. Guess I get to see it directly.
This black stone is remarkable. I cannot help but wonder if the structures in this part of the ruins were built by a completely different civilization.
It was over 1,000 years ago that the giants mined here. Their records make no mention of glowing stones.
It harbors high concentrations of ether, and on the surface are what appear to be arcane patterns. They aren't Allagan, or Mahi, or Nemian. If anything, they put me in mind of the calculations of the South Sea Islanders, but even then...
Seven hells! What did you do?
Nothing.
An earthquake?
Oh. Huh.
None of this has ever happened before.
It's really funny that the door unapologetically looks like the Final Fantasy XIV logo.
A void gate? Nay, this is different.
Huh?
Baby? Now, hold on. Why would you...
Hmm.
Now what's this? What is this? Who are you?
No, that will not allow. Hands them a baby and a key and will not elaborate. What? Stunned there, like, wait, what?
Though it never opened again, Galuf continued to study the gate for years after that, hoping to learn something of value. All he could conclude was that it was built with unknown technology, and that it led to another world, one apart from the Void.
Huh.
We'd assumed the ruins themselves were the Golden City, only to discover that the real prize actually lay beyond the gate, and beyond our reach. Couldn't make head nor tail of the artifact either. As it had similar properties to the black stone in the ruins, we were convinced it was important. So Galul Jaja took it to the palace for safekeeping. Galuf, meanwhile, took the baby with him back to Charlian and raised her as his own.
Then the child was...
The earring inside the letter to my grandfather. It was apparently found amongst my swaddling clothes.
If this is true, then it means that you hail from another reflection.
So it would seem. I still struggle to take it all in myself. Looking back, Grandfather was always quick to seek distractions whenever I broached the subject. But never would I have guessed anything like this.
Well, friends, this story just got this whole trip just got a lot more interesting.
But enough about me. We have more pressing matters.
The forces that assailed Tuliolo. You suspect they are somehow connected to the Golden City?
Seems to be the case.
Thinking back on it, the soldiers looked like they could have been made from the same black stone.
And leading them was Zeralja. His involvement also lends weight to the theory. On the day of the succession ceremony, a bandit took me unawares and knocked me out. When I came to, I found my home turned upside down, with a few particular items missing. Namely the keystones I was entrusted with, for my role as Watcher of the Gate.
The bandit? You believe that it was...
I only got a glimpse of him, but I was a blue-scaled Hubigo. I know of no other.
The artifact stored at the palace was also stolen. The thief struck during the ceremony, and the guard was spread thin.
So our assumption is Zeralja somehow opened that gate to another reflection, where he acquired advanced technology and his mechanical armor.
Apparently. Went from Red Dead Redemption 2 to Stargate.
Fits. And if he did, then it's also likely
We're
that
right
the
into
dawn
fucking
is a
Halo over here
product of
now.
this unknown reflection.
Hold on. We've been going on and on about the reflections. But what of my home? What's become of it?
Well, we're going to find out. I still want to ride that train.
Indeed. Where it concerns other realities, I dare say the Scions are best suited to tackle the task.
I mean, seriously, what other group of reality traveling group allies are we gonna find?
Some mysterious giant dome shouldn't scare us.
As you know, our order has ostensibly disbanded. We'd thank you to be discreet about our unofficial reunion.
Worry not. We'll spare no effort to get to the bottom of this. And with our hero eager to help, you can be confident of the results.
I'm coming with you. If that's where my brother is, then that's where I must go. I can't say I understand everything you're discussing, but I know what I have to do.
It's okay, you'll figure it out as we go.
Stop to Zorosha and restore the people's happiness.
Suffice it to say, I share Lamachi's desire to join you. However, under these circumstances, it would be unwise for both vows to be absent from the city. As such, I shall remain in Tuliyollal. Come what may, I will protect our nation. So go forth, sister, and do what you must.
Thank you.
It may be prudent for us to likewise divide our forces. While one group ventures into the dome, the other keeps guard without.
Agreed. There's something I wish to investigate out here, so I will remain.
I as well. The enemy's warships still loom overhead, and I would see that we are prepared for the worst.
I wish to go to the dome.
The Thunderdome.
As a student, I have an obligation to investigate this potential threat to the world. But I'd be lying if I said I'm not deathly curious about my origins. If there's aught to be learned, then I want to learn it.
In that case, please let me come too. I have to see what's become of my home. I may not be a fighter, but I know those lands like the back of my hand. I can guide you.
You really think we're gonna leave you here?
If you hadn't offered, I would have asked. We're counting on you.
I'm not one for waiting around, so if it's all the same to you, I'll join the dome crew.
You should accompany them, Graha. I expect your knowledge and experience will be useful. In the meantime, I intend to learn what I can about the gate, and will keep you apprised of my findings. Pray do the same.
Assuming communication is possible from inside the dome, we'll maintain contact and share any developments.
I do owe you that adventure after all, don't I?
It seems our teams are assembled. A fine roster, I think.
Looks good to me. We'll find a way to deal with the threat. For the sake of Tural.
Where's Tancred and Urianger then? We know Estinian's off doing Estinian things,
You on
so...
our side for this. Thank you, everyone. Now, before we set off, there's one thing I need to do. The people are still shaken by the attack, and I'd like to reassure them as best I can.
Struggle to believe I'm from another reflection. I wonder, does this mean my soul is thinner than a native of the source? Surely not. You still would have noticed. God, there's so much I don't understand. My head is ripe to burst. Here we need to know more if we're to defend against another assault. I'm indebted to Ojika for overseeing our operations in my absence. Endeavor to make myself as useful as I can here. Ojika's a good guy. Man's a homie. The reflection encroaches upon our own, but how? And why now? Please be safe. We'll find a way to breach the dome and make sure everyone inside is safe. Some barons think how Zoraljaw caught me unawares. I have no doubt the bastard came to kill me. I reckon he would have succeeded were it anyone else. I would have thought him taking that key would lead to all this. Right? This talk of reflection is perplexing to say the least. I should be glad for your help in understanding and overcoming this crisis. Like I said, we've traveled realities before, funny enough. You got the best people equipped to handle this situation. Know what I have to do now. Okay. In order to hurry to set off, but before we do, I need to address my people. The peace we swore to uphold has been shattered. They need to understand what's happened and how we intend to fix it. So I want to call an assembly at the Winged Walk and assure them that all will be well. As shaken as they are, I don't know how many will come. It's those who are most distressed that truly need to hear your words. If you like, I shall seek out such souls and encourage them to attend. I'll help too. This is an important step in the city's recovery. Care to join us, Andy? Sure. You handle that. Aaronville and I will see to provisions for the expedition. Thank you. I'll go on ahead and have the Landsguard announce the address. People must first know there's going to be one before they can decide whether or not they want to hear it. You can see the Resplendent Quarter and Bayside Bevy. Alize and I will split the rest of the city between us. I might to inform Thancred and Urianger as well, but they may have already left Taral. I'll have to examine one of those mechanical soldiers later. Okay, so only Grahas and Yashtol escape. Ah, dialogue changes there. Ooh. What are you doing? Little miss, what are you doing over there? Go lay down, Max. I wonder how this is all going to be told and play out, given that we have, I guess, would it be 2 zones left at this point? Ominous clouds is the weather condition here now. I was like, why hasn't the weather changed at all? Oh. Because it's considered ominous clouds. If Tuliol falls to the enemy, what will happen to us? To our homes, our farms, everything we worked so hard to build? Lives and communities and histories, all reduced to ash by these merciless villains. I heard Val Wuklamot is planning to address the people, but what's the point? What can she and her father possibly have to say? Hear them out. Really, the Dawn servants have a plan already. They've lost so much, yet they've prepared to carry on. Standing around worrying about what's to come will change nothing. It would be a lie to say I'm hopeful for the future, but I will go hear what they intend to do. Someone linking alright, and wahoo. I still can't believe we were attacked. For a mercy, my family was spared. I don't know what I would have done had they come to harm. I understand Val Wuklamot is going to make an address soon. I'll be there, of course. This person does not need to be persuaded to attend Wuklamot's address. Okay. Why did you have me talk to them? Please, leave me be. My father is gone. Leave me to mourn. Lul Jaja is slain? And Val Wuklamat and Valkona still fight for our nation. For us. Very well, if they would speak, the least I can do is listen. Any other distressed citizens nearby? Should be one more of them somewhere. Who sends unsolicited invites should kindly fuck off. Not wrong. Also like to drop that little Chekhov's gun of who was that woman standing there off in the distance that we saw? What are you in here? Just a bunch of RPers. Where is what I'm looking for? Oh, I'm like way the fuck over here. Where the hell am I going? Like, why the hell can't I find anybody to talk to? There's nobody over this way. I walked out of the zone, out of the quest area. Where the hell is there somewhere to be still? Oh, maybe down on the... I hear someone. Check in, everyone, are you? City's definitely seen better days, but we can only spare so much time for mourning. And by looking in the future, can we overcome this crisis? We'll all need to do our part. I've no doubt Val Wuklamat and Valkona will share similar sentiments at their address. This person does not need to be persuaded. Oh, maybe the person hiding under the stairs? It's not safe here, not anymore. I could try to leave Tyrol, but where else is there to go? You look like the well-traveled sort. Please, I can't stay here, but I fear nowhere in Tyrol is beyond the enemy's reach. What are the lands across the Salt? I know. Even if I ran, I know I'd regret it in the end. I love Tyrol. This is my home. I know the Dawn servants would give their lives to defend her. I'll put my faith in them and listen to what they have to say. Okay. Job's done. Search for more distress. Oh, I gotta go there. We gotta go find more distressed citizens in another part of the city. Where did Bakul Jaja end up too? He took on a bunch of those robot guys and we didn't see him after that. I doubt he died. The man's built like a brick shithouse. Whatever it is, I don't have time. I have to finish repairing this cart. There's only so much I can carry on my back. With those hollow devils come again, I need to be ready. Val Wuklamat and Valkona meanwhile, but they're young and inexperienced. They can barely look after themselves. If we're to survive, I do not know if we can count on them. They're going to strike back at the enemy? So they're resolved to face this. Maybe it is too early to be thinking of running. Alright, I'll go and hear their address. Stock up on food and medicine as much as I can. And what else is there? I can't afford to forget anything. Sorry, sir, but I'm too busy. I'm busy. Too much to do and too little time. No telling when those stone men will return. I have to get out of here and find somewhere safe. Wuklamont wants to speak to us. Perhaps she has a plan then. I suppose there's no harm in hearing what she has to say. Right, I know it looks bad, but I've seen far, far worse than this. Which is sad to say, all things considered. Cleaning up is tiring work. I'm busy helping as well, I'm guessing? Right now it's tough for everyone, but Tulliola won't succumb to this. The new Dawn servants to protect and lead us, we'll get through it together. I don't think this person needs to see the dress. I think he's good. Paranoid guy is probably definitely on the list of people we should talk to. Can't leave now. What if those soldiers come back? And what about those strange machines looming overhead? Gods, I have so many questions. We used to build railroads. I see, it would put my mind at ease to learn something, anything of the threat we face. Alright then, I'll go to the Winged Walk. Thank you, I feel better already, and likely better still once I hear what the Dawn servants have to say. Just discussing the gate to the Golden City with Kentenram. He's been patiently answering my few questions. Did you not see Alize on your way here? Sure didn't. Seems Kryl and Aaronville have yet to return. Still busy making preparations for our expedition, I presume. Thank you again for spreading word of our address. I fear those who needed assurance most would not have been present otherwise. A few questions, more like a bleeding broadside of them. Took me back to me time with Gololf, it did. Charlian scholars, I swear. A few questions? Broadsided by questions, more like. Looks like you brought quite a few people. Thank you. Alize had actually returned ahead of you, but upon hearing that you were still out there, she decided she was unsatisfied with her own efforts and left again. Classic Alize. Not to be outdone. Apologies for involving you all in Turali affairs. This is pretty normal for us, actually. You're simply helping dear friends in need. Having traveled the lands of Tural, sharing in rich cultures of your people, I can see it no other way. What's more, Zorljon and his army pose a threat not only to Tural, but to the star as a whole. We'll stand with you and protect what you hold dear. He's overdue for an ass whooping anyway. I don't expect you've had much, if any, rest. How are you holding up? I'm fine, thanks to a little encouragement from Andy. Needn't worry about me either. Whatever weariness I feel is no match for my desire to protect my people. We'll restore peace to the nation and preserve our father's legacy. It begins by speaking to the people from our hearts. Right. Need to see to a few things first, but feel free to go ahead to the plaza and wait. Okay. Their father raised them well. That he did. Oh, there's Bakul Jaja.
Lamachi, are you all right?
Yes. Don't worry. I'm ready for it. The fear, and sadness, and anger. Everything.
I am the reason to your resolve. But more than that, I am your brother. You needn't bear this burden alone. Remember this.
As you likely already know, my father, our former Dawn servant, lost his life in the recent attack. He challenged the enemy leader to a duel and fought with skill and valor, and for a moment we believed he had won. But wielding an unknown power, his foe returned from death and struck him down. I could only watch as this happened. I could not tarnish my father's honor by interfering. Many of you have suffered terribly. You've taken wounds. You've lost friends and family. As vow of resolve, I failed in my duty to protect you. Words can't express the shame and regret I feel. And as much as it pains me to reveal this, the enemy leader was none other than my brother Zoralsha.
Zoralsha? It's true! I saw him!
We believe he staged the attack from Yasulani, which has been encased within a mysterious dome. I know that you're concerned for your loved ones there as well. But mark my words, I won't let Zoralsha torment us any further. Our father gave his life to protect our nation, and I'm prepared to do the same.
You say that, but those metal monstrosities are still up there in the sky. What are you going to do about them?
The enemy is still on our doorstep, and waiting for them to strike again accomplishes nothing. That's why we're going to strike first. We are going to take the battle straight to Zoralsha and put an end to it all.
And while my sister sallies forth, I will take charge of the city's defenses. Not another soul will come to harm. We swear to you.
Like our father before us, we will lead with resolve and reason to restore peace to our nation. So please, have patience and faith.
So the resolve goes on the attack, while reason shores up the defenses. Sounds like a fine plan.
He went from being a right asshole to like our best friend.
Needless to say, you can count on my sword. Dural's my home, and I'll do my part for it. Hear, hear, brother. That makes two of us. Or was that two of we? Never mind that.
Details.
What of the rest of you? Will you let others do the work? Or will you do your part and fight?
And be a helldiver.
We fight! We fight! We're two Leolans because we're united! We'll stand with you and weather this storm!
He's right. This is our nation, and it falls to us to protect it.
We'll fight too! For Tuliolan!
Me too! Me too!
We know that guy.
All together in this.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
The leader's strength lies not in his force of arms, but in his ability to rally the hearts of his people.
We've already learned much about our foe, and we will continue to learn more. In time, we will have the means to make their warships fall from the sky. When we join hands with our countrymen and our allies from afar, we're stronger than we dare to
Power's
hope.
back? You lost power after that? Jeez. Storm barreled through you then, huh?
Let us show the enemy the might of Tuli Yolal.
You are the beating heart of our nation. Each and every one of you.
Just sat on the front porch, watch the storm roll through, ripping the old bong. That's best way to do it, honestly.
For now, I ask you to persevere, to go about your lives as you always do. Only then can we ensure we have the resources to see our nation through these trials. And when the time comes, we will strike. Tuliyola will not fall. We will prevail, and peace and happiness will be ours again.
She did well. It's inspiring to see such diverse peoples rally as one. People of Tyrol have come together for this fight. We must endeavor not to fail them. Oh, trust me, we're gonna win. I'm so glad so many people came. I wasn't sure how many I had won over, so I decided to keep at it. It was a rousing speech, was it not? Let's do our part to ensure that the Dawn servants can fulfill their promise to their people. Cinderwook, Lamont, and Kona, I was reminded of my time in the First. While the Exarch was no king, I often found myself speaking before the people of the Crystarium in like manner, and through their deeds they answered me. The people of Tyrol too will rise to the occasion, this I can tell. Look forward to the day that peace is restored to Tyrol. There's so much I wish to see. We got boots. Much of an upgrade, but I'll toss them on. I do kind of like those boots, actually. We might keep those ones. What glamour dispellers do I still have? 12? Oh, we may need to buy some more of those soon. I'm gonna keep those. Nice boots. Yeah, they're pretty good. They're pretty nice. One of these days I need to stop and drop this shit off in the old storage bin. It's already 11 o'clock. I think we need to pause it there for now, actually.